My grandmother was the second of about 8 children, all girls except the baby boy. And she went to work at about 12, walking every weekend on Sunday from San Gennaro, Italy, to Lucca. And she worked in a silk factory, pulling the silk threads out of the cocoon underwater without any gloves, hands all crinkly. And they worked from about 8 till 6 every day. And she ended up had a slice of bread for breakfast, an egg and a slice of bread for lunch, and maybe soup with a piece of chicken for supper. And they lived in a dormitory, and they saved their money. She and her sister saved up enough money to get a passage on a ship from Genoa to New York. She was probably about 17 when they left Genoa. Genoa to New York, it took a week, and they were in the bottom of the ship, the very lowest class of the ship. And once a day they got to come out and see the sun. And I asked her if anybody got sick, and she said, everybody. She said they had little pots all over the bottom of the ship, the places where they slept, and people threw up because it was so rocky. And they landed in New York after a week at Ellis Island with $14 between them. And they're listed on the manifest on the ship as Albina Landi, peasant. She always liked that. She was very proud of that. I was a peasant. They came must have been about 1889 or 1890. They stayed at Ellis Island to get all the tests, and if you didn't pass the health test, you got put on another ship to take you back to where you came from. And they were both very worried that they might have unknowingly had tuberculosis or some very contagious disease, but they both passed. And they both got into New York with their $14 and took a train from New York to Chicago, where they had friends and relatives, distant relatives, who were working in a men's pants factory. And my grandmother was real good at making buttonholes. So she ended up making the buttonholes on the flies, like the 501 jeans. And she made piecework. I think she got like a nickel for or she didn't make a nickel. I think they charged the pants factory a nickel for every one of her flies. Anyhow, she ended up saving her money with her sister, who would be my great aunt, and they sent back enough money for 2 more of the sisters to come. So eventually they had all the family in Chicago, because they kept doing that until they got everybody into Chicago. And the youngest member of the family came took them about 10 years to get the whole family over. And the brother was the last one to come. He did not like America. He saved up money and went back home to San Gennaro. And all the children that were born, all of my children that were born that we took to Europe with us, ended up going to San Gennaro and got to see what they left. I think we all thank the dear Lord that Grandma Albina did what she did.